I'm so sorry to bother you. Is, now a good time? Great. I am part of the dorm committee. I am going room to room making sure that students are following the college rules. Not bringing animals in, having approved kitchen appliances, that sort of thing. Yeah, my name is Casey. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If now isn't a good time, I'd be more than happy to come back later. Oh, thank you so much. Should I take my shoes off? Alright. I'm just gonna walk around and check in the cabinets. Do you have any pets? Or anything like that? I see. Is it a registered emotional support animal? I understand. I'd love to bring one of my cats into the dorm, but just so you know, you're not allowed to have any pets, like, at all, other than fish in the dorms. Well, I mean, I understand, it's just policy. The head of the committee will probably send you a notification in about a week or so. They'll come back to your room and make sure that your pet's been relocated. I'm not personally taking your pet or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. You have plenty of time. Many of the students here think they can just, like, get away with, like, stealing a mouse or a ferret or something during inspections. That's why we do it completely randomly. The head of the committee will probably bring in a dog or something that will alert them to another animal being present. After the initial visit, you'll be fined $100 for every day the pet remains in your care. However, if you can get the pet certified as like an emotional support or service animal, the committee will be able to make an exemption for you. There still may be like a $250 initial fine at the end though, plus certification costs. No, I'm sorry. I've just had to, like, repeat this speech over and over and over. However, on an unprofessional note, it is pretty cute. Are these just treats? May I give him one? Thank you. It's not often that an animal doesn't seem to mind me. Yeah, it's strange. Animals usually aren't too attracted to me like they are some others. So this is pretty special for me. But, alright, I apologize. I couldn't help myself. I should continue with the inspection. Is there a reason why the bathroom door is locked? This is a single dorm, correct? Do you mind unlocking it for me? Thanks. Do you do any, excuse me, but do you do any recreational drugs? Of course not. Let me rephrase. Do you take any controlled substances without a doctor's note, like tobacco, alcohol, marijuana, any sort of party drug? Alright, then can you tell me what this is? Do you have a prescription for them, like a doctor's note? Alright, yeah, again, if the head of the committee sees that, you're gonna be in really hot water. Like, a lot more than just for the pet. I'm just warning you. You don't smoke or vape or anything, right? There are so many people who just vape nowadays. It's amazing to see how fast that fad has spread. Alright. Now there's, I'm not gonna bother any more of your stuff. That was just a quick inspection, but now there is a little survey to fill out about your time in the dormitories so far. You'll be compensated with 10 credits towards your participation in your seminar class. Is that alright with you? Great. Awesome. You don't have any chairs. Do you mind if I sit in the bed next to you? I'll just be reading off some cards, like some just common sense questions, and I'll just be recording your answers. Your name is not attached to it whatsoever. Great, awesome, thank you. Let's see. The first few questions relate to the dorms and your college experiences. 1 second. Just answer the following questions by responding with poor, fine, good, or great. Alright? Perfect. How would you rate the dorm you received upon coming to the university? Alright. How would you rate the, general facilities, like the air conditioning, supplied kitchen utensils, plumbing, electricity? I see. Was one of those giving you, problems or anything? Yeah, I get it. It can be really expensive for the college to replace those. Next. How would you rate the cleanliness and, preparedness of the room upon arrival? I know this must have been a while ago, so if you don't remember, that's no problem. We can skip the question. Alright, no issue. How about your peers? How would you rate the social experience thus far? Any problems? Oh, of course. Yeah, I get it. Alright, finally, how would you rate your college experience overall? Wonderful. And that brings us to the next set of questions. The following questions have to do with your personal life. They are open-ended, so feel free to answer them as honestly as possible. This is a really dumb question, but can I get your full name? What? You're joking, right? This isn't your name? Do you know who this is then, at least? Because this is the person that I was supposed to be speaking to this entire time. I see. I apologize. It's not often that we see name changes here. It threw me off for a second. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm on a bit of a schedule. A mistake like that on my part would be devastating to my reputation. We all make mistakes, right? I apologize, sincerely. Let us continue with the survey. Where were we? Alright. After name, it's... Do you have any family who graduated from this school in the past? Alright, that was easy. Next few questions are a bit personal, but rest assured, again, it'll be kept completely anonymous. No, us recording your name was just a standard. It will not be part of the data actually collected and recorded. I believe it is so the committee can come back to you to make sure that I, as an assistant, am following protocol, if need be. Alright, what is your ethnicity? Can I get your age too? Your weight and your height. Do you have any physical health issues? Alright, is that genetic? No, I agree. I apologize. I just administer the questions. I don't write them. Feel free to skip this question, but any mental health issues? And is that genetic? Alright, what is your relationship with your family? I see. That's unfortunate. I apologize. Do you have a support group? I see. If you're looking for one, I actually know of a group here right on campus. We're a very, very inclusive and welcoming family. We'd be happy to have you at our next meeting. You don't have to discuss anything you don't wish to. Even this. Alright, the questions, I'm sorry. Alright, what is your school ID? And your school email? Great. I will be sending you our meeting information. Of course, it is completely up to you whether you decide to show up or not. I personally would love to see you there. However, there's no requirements or payment to join. Yes, it's like an invite-only support group for freshmen. Oh, right. I apologize. I keep completely going off track. The schedule, have you met any friends here on campus, in class or otherwise? That's quite alright. You have an entire year to get to know your peers after all. Do you have an outside residence, like an off-campus residence, such as a house or apartment to return to? Yes, that counts. Can we have the address? And how about a personal email address? We will not be sending you any spam or even any emails. This is just an emergency contact. So don't be alarmed. And finally, do you have your social security number with you right now? And what is your permanent phone number? Preferably something not landline, like a cell phone. Do you have any relatives or, like, outside safe spaces you could go to in case of an emergency? Oh, that's not too good. I understand your situation is a bit, lonely, but I strongly suggest finding, perhaps an old neighbor or a relative. There has to be someone, right? I see. Well, that concludes the questions for the survey then. I'm supposed to ask for information about your emergency contacts, but if you don't have any, then I guess that's alright. But it is getting late. I am off schedule already, so I best be off for tonight. I have to turn in today's surveys to the committee before closing hours. Remember to please relocate your pet soon. I don't want to have him taken away from you. Me or another committee member, one of us, will be coming back in roughly a week to make sure everything is addressed, alright? Great. Alright, thank you so much. And have a great evening, alright? Well, good evening. How are you? Is now a good time for a follow-up on the dormitory survey? Fantastic. But before that, I could not help but notice that you did not come to the group meeting 2 days ago. Were you perhaps busy? With what, if you don't mind me asking? I see. What day would be a good day for you then? I understand that it can be nerve-wracking to be in a new place, surrounded by people you don't know. I mean, I've felt that myself coming here. Upon arriving on campus, I was swarmed with sudden responsibilities and assignments. I mean, I felt really hopeless. The support group completely changed that for me, though, and I mean, look at me now. I'm now happy and I can finally give back what they gave to me. And I'm in such a good mental state that I can help other people like yourself. It really is an amazing evolution. The dorm pet? You have a pet in here? Oh, yes, the pet. I completely forgot. Excuse my amnesia. I was so worried about you that I completely forgot what I originally came here for. Yes, the pet. Is it, still here? No, no, of course not. Good job. Is it safe somewhere else? Oh, I'm so sorry having a pet leave you so suddenly. I'm so sorry for your loss. If you're okay with sharing, may I ask what happened to it? Oh, that's awful. Do you think one of your peers might have accidentally poisoned it? Some of the students here can be completely barbaric, or maybe they didn't know what the pet could and couldn't eat. I see. Well, I'll inform the committee that there's no longer a pet in this dorm, so you won't have to worry about any fines. And I'll make sure to relieve you of any pet fines you may have incurred over the past week as well. No, I insist. It's my pleasure. This must be very, very hard for you. I mean, I assume you have the vet bills to pay as well? Well, I don't mean to be a nag about it in the slightest, but our support group would be more than happy to help you with those bills. Based on your answers from the last meeting, I imagine you don't currently have a steady source of income. How were you planning to pay the vet bills? Well, worry no more. We're more than happy to help you. Does that sound alright? Great. I will email you again with our next meeting time, alright? You look happier already. I'm glad. I could tell upon coming in that there was something upsetting you. And so I'm glad that I can be here for you. You don't have to bear with all this stress alone, okay? Wonderful. Well, I'm going to inform the committee that this dorm is all clear. And so I will see you this coming Friday at the meeting then. Alright. It was great to see you. Bye-bye. And hello again. I'm so sorry for showing up at such an ungodly hour. May I ask why you do not plan on showing up for the support group? Yes, we actually had obligated the entirety of today to welcoming you. We were shocked to see your non-arrival. Are you perhaps sick? Then what might be keeping you from joining us? I see. Unfortunately, that is no excuse. As your assigned liaison, I have to ensure you're getting the most out of your time here on campus. Please, come with me. I promise you that there is nothing to be afraid of. Plus, as of right now, your fines total, I think 2,000 US dollars. Yes, the fines for the drugs found in your bathroom, plus the pet fines, and then today's payment. Yes. Unfortunately, since the pill bottle was unlabeled, the committee fined you as if it was an illegal substance. I'd say that you're lucky that more drastic measures weren't taken against you. But I'll tell you again, all of this can be cleared up. You won't have to pay a dime. Just follow me to the support group. As your liaison, I need to help you. I see. And you have a way to pay those fines. May I ask how? This is disappointing. No, I'm thinking. Be quiet for a moment. Well, I'm glad that you have a way to pay the fines. However, may I confide something in you? I'm not supposed to tell people this, but at this point I feel like I have no other choice. Thank you, you're very kind. Well, I'm adamant on getting you to this meeting because it will reflect poorly on my reputation if you don't show up. I was assigned a single job, and that was to ensure your arrival at this session, and I don't want to disappoint my higher-ups. This is my first time doing this sort of thing, and I'm scared of the consequences I'll face if I fail to do this task. All my equals already have their clients at the meeting right now. They're waiting for me and, by extension, you. My scholarship at this school is completely dependent on this support group. If I get kicked from the program because I couldn't even help one single person, I don't know what I'd do. So, if not for yourself, can you please come to the meeting with me? You don't have to stay for the whole time. You can sneak off. I just need to come in those doors with the person that I was assigned to aid. It won't take long and you'll never have to come again. I'm scared I won't be able to show my face again if I fail at this. Oh, thank you so much. We have to hurry then. They will be starting the actual meeting soon if they haven't already. Just follow me. I will lead us right there. Your phone? Oh, yes, do bring it. That's important. However, they might take it from you at the entrance. But you can request access to it at any time. Alright, so come on. We have to get going. I'm excited for you. Thank you again so much for coming. I know social anxiety can be a really challenging obstacle. And if you're doing this just for me, please know that it is flattering to know you care. So thank you, genuinely. It's such a weight off my shoulders. Yes, indeed. I kind of have a fear of failure. I've been raised with wonderful parents, but their expectations are just so high. It can get a bit exhausting. How about you? Do you have any fears? Well, of course, your reluctance to come proves that at least. But I was talking about more philosophical fears. Being afraid of the future, afraid of death, afraid of reliving your past, afraid of society, of corporations, of sickness, of hysteria, of apocalypse, or of trauma. Crushing, isn't it? Reality, I mean. We live in a world where there is absolutely zero telling what happens to you. At any point, you could fall ill to a terminal disease and be left with just hours to live. Right now, as we're walking together, the air around us is becoming increasingly polluted. A natural disaster could strike. A meteor could impact the Earth and render it unlivable, and there is not a missile in the world that could save us. The point point is that all life is utterly pointless. If there was a meaning to any of our lives, then there would be no such thing as tragedy. Our society is becoming more and more pre-apocalyptic, don't you think? We've run out of good things to say. Corporations rule over morality. We're in a world designed to benefit a class of elites that you will never be a part of. A world designed against you. Isn't that simply cruel? It's terrifying, if you ask me. Completely corrupted by greed. The world is an awful, awful place, and it's beyond repair. You will never amount to anything, but society will let you think that spending the developmental stages of your life in a prison designed to hinder your self-expression and train you to be a brand and boot-kissing robot, and subsequently spending the rest of your life with some career secretly benefiting some ultra-rich bastard is a good life. It's vile and so diabolical. We are inevitably born into a failing system and will die having achieved nothing material. The world is about to fall into total chaos. I can sense it. You look uncomfortable. I apologize. I tend to have a pessimistic perspective. But when was the last time you saw a nice news story on television? Negative stories and flashy titles, they earn more money. Twisting words and stories to benefit your perspective earns you clout. It's simply a greedy system. No matter what anyone promises, one only ever has their own best interests in mind. You can never be sure that one truly cares about the person next to them. And if they do, fate has a way of making sure that that empathy doesn't last too long. The present state of humanity is an evil, evil work of art. Fortunately, our support system is different. Here we acknowledge society's natural faults. And through these doors is an entirely new world. One where greed does not reign over anyone's mental state. We are all thinking of each other above ourselves, and we're here to help and support each other no matter what. So, again, no matter what you see, you are not to tell anyone. If this support group gets polluted with anyone's greed, everything we've worked for will collapse. And that is why we only invite people to the group. Understand? Great. In that case, welcome. Oh, don't be alarmed. They're here. There is just something we have to do first. First and foremost, some standard legal stuff. Papers that the school requires us to have our group members sign. They are on the table over to your left. Just sign your name and we can get started. Yes, I know it's a bit dark in here. This is the campus gymnasium after all. The text might be a bit hard to read. It just says that you're going to follow the group rules of not inviting anyone else here to the support sessions and the like. Just sign with a pen and we can continue. Splendid, great. Thank you. Now, take a seat. There are 3 chairs near the center of the court. I know it is a bit odd. This is just the only building the campus keeps unlocked that has a theater projector in it. And also the only theater projector on campus, at that. We are just taking full advantage of the technology is all. Great. Alright, are you seated? Fantastic. Focus your attention forward for the video. Welcome. We are glad you're here. If you're watching this tape, this means that you have been chosen to receive what we call re-guidance. What does this mean? Well, this means that you're one of the few people who has been able to go above and beyond normal human perception. You've been informed of our corrupted reality, but you may not understand what this actually means. Let us start out with a definition. The definition of corruption is as follows: the departure from the original or from what is pure and correct. We have strayed from a universally beneficial society to one designed to beat us down. But don't despair. There is still hope for us despite what the admins want us to believe. My name is Eve. I created HYPNOS, the sole source of true information on both our current world, which I have dubbed the neo-reality, and the real world, the meta-reality. Now, don't let those terms confuse you. It is a simple concept. Think back to your history classes. We have archives and archives of information, yet all we are allowed to see is what is handed to us. We have no proof of anything that has been written in textbooks, in documentaries, and the like. The coves of information that would serve as proof are publicized as being protected by institutions such as the Holy Vatican Library. Or perhaps they get mysteriously destroyed or go spontaneously missing. The leaders of our government, of our education, of our knowledge, and our freedom are all put into position via corrupt, unjust ways. And we are told to blindly follow them. And we do. This is our current reality, a simulation of the real world and a simulation that has gone corrupt, a tale of what not to do to prosper. We are avatars who have fallen victim to the experiments of those controlling us. That is the neo-reality, merely a simulation. It takes a special mind to break free of society's brainwashing. It is written in the simulation for us to never stray from what we are taught. We are taught to doubt and to be skeptical of anything that is beyond what we already know. Decades of evolution and subsequent de-evolution have led us to this herd mentality of accepting the teachings of which the higher class has chosen for us. These teachings ultimately only benefit the higher class that has written them. There is no self-thought, no originality, and no independence. The average person is a mental clone of everybody else, and those who are not are considered mentally ill or criminal. Those who are different, intelligent, and truly free are ostracized. And you are one of those people. You are one of the people whose society will eventually ostracize without proper re-guidance and re-teaching. You have been chosen because you have, in a sense, glitched to your own benefit. You are able to break free of the neo-reality and see how it should be. HYPNOS is a collection of these glitched avatars of people just like you. Alone, we are eventually banished from society. We are made to be subhuman due to our threat against the simulation. We alone are the only ones who can be here for each other. There is nothing to fear because we are here to help you. HYPNOS is the key to escaping this world, and the key to returning to the reality that we were never taught about. To begin your time here at HYPNOS, we are happy to offer several support programs led by our liaisons. No more do you have to worry about the struggles of reality. Everything from your education to your financial situation to your family will be completely automated and maintained by HYPNOS. All you have to do is continue to support our group. With you by our side, our world is about to completely change. Let us return to reality together.
He's wonderful, isn't he? Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. Hello, Omega. I'm Lambda, Eve's aide de camp. Yes, here in HYPNOS we use new names. Consider Omega to be your new birth name. And how lucky you are as well. With you, that makes HYPNOS complete. All 24 members have been recruited. Alright, I will explain to you along the way, but first, follow me. Oh, no. Delta went to organize the rest of your initiation paperwork. Like your name change and the such. No, don't be scared. I know this is a giant change for you, but your entire life is about to change. Everything. So, just follow me, okay? I will help you through it. Where are we going? We're going to see Eve, our alpha. He is most likely in the lounge room. At most times, he has somebody catering to him and prefers not to be disturbed. But, again, you're finally here, and I'm sure that Eve is going to be so excited to meet you. He's been trying to get Delta to bring you here for like weeks now, right? Yeah, and I'm gonna be the one to hand deliver you to him now. You're like a gift to him. If I had a bow, I'd just stick it on you. I don't really know. I don't think he'd get it though. Oh, but what did you think of him? When you were watching the video, you saw his vision, right? Yeah, that was him. No, I understand. The video is a bit convoluted after all. I don't think Eve has the patience to explain it to you, so I will tell it super simply for you. From Eve's perspective, right now we are in a simulation. Where we are stepping right now on this ground, it's all fake, all of it. Whether or not Eve means this literally or metaphorically, I honestly don't think anybody knows. But we all kind of think he means it metaphorically, like it's all artificial to benefit the elite instead of like a Sims creation. I mean, I know Xe thinks that he means it literally, like we're in a game or something. But his vision is that he wants to return us, the uncorrupted bunch, to reality. The meta-reality he talked about in the video. He wants us to live in a world uncorrupted by society, and our combined visions and personalities can work together to essentially form a strong enough figure to do so. He even has an idol he commissioned representing us together. He calls the idol Adam. And so, we as his followers, Beta through Omega, are Adam, and he is Eve, get it? He's really a visionary. I mean, I'm excited to see what comes next. I've been working for almost a year now recruiting. Support group? Delta called it a support group? I mean, I guess so. We aren't always serious. We have events and we participate in the school's gatherings. During our meetings, we can generally chatter amongst ourselves after whatever serious business has been dealt with. Fortunately for you, I don't think you're gonna have to worry about too many boring meetups. Now that we have our Omega, that'd be you, we can, in Eve's words, form Adam, and we can finally change the world. Or escape it? Destroy it? Honestly, I don't know exactly what Eve has planned. Alright, but he is in this room right here. I'm being a little bit quiet because he doesn't like loud noise. Just a few rules regarding him. First, most importantly, like, never scowl at him. Like, don't disrespect him. Okay, so never scowl, don't disrespect, never talk above him, never lay a hand on him without permission. I don't think he'd give you the chance to do that anyways. Never argue with what he says, never doubt HYPNOS' vision, never cuss in front of him. Basically, treat him as though he's your boss. He can get a bit scary, so just go with your gut, okay? Alright, stand behind me. Hello, Nu. Omega is present behind me. They've seen the welcome video and they've been informed of the courtesy guidelines.
Finally. Nu, can we have some privacy, please? Omega. Come in here. We have lots to talk about. Did they treat you well? Glad to hear it. Are you ready? Lambda didn't tell you. Aw, hell, she really is useless. You are the final key HYPNOS has been looking for. Key is a bit strange in this context. More like, Imagine it like this. There's one big puzzle and 100 pieces. I, as Eve, make up 50 of the pieces, and the rest of HYPNOS, yourself included, makes up the other 50 pieces. And now that the puzzle is complete, we can see the big picture, and we can focus on other things. Support group. Delta said that? Cool, so he listened to me. I told him to say that. Sure, call it whatever you want. I mean, that's kind of like calling an entire school just a classroom, but whatever floats your boat. I mean, have you met a single sad person since coming here? You've already met Delta, Lambda, and you just got a glimpse of Nu and Mu. And now, you're looking at your alpha. The welcoming video wasn't clear. The reason normal people are always depressed is because they've become a part of this shitty world, designed to make them depressed. Sell them drugs that don't work, don't give them enough money to be happy, it's a lost cause. And so HYPNOS is detached from all that. We are a totally alternate reality. None of this seems real, right? It all seems fictional and realistic. We all seem mad, like some sort of circus. And I'll tell you this right now, since you didn't seem to get it earlier, you are fictional. This is a fictional situation. This world is fabricated by garbage elites. Not even those shitty people are a part of reality anymore. They've made their own, one much better than how it morally should be at the expense of the other 99%. So tell me, Omega, prove that you had your ears open for a second of the welcome video. What is the commonality between every single member of that vile 1%? Precisely. Greed, avaricia, thirst. In the heart of every human is the capability to fall to greed, and we at HYPNOS are together immune. We are the other 1%, the morally rather than financially gifted. Ah, I am starting to see the light bulb shine above your head. You understand now, right, Omega? Here with us is the only place you're ever going to experience true happiness. I am glad that the collection process is over. What time is it? 5 a.m. Hell. Damn it. You can't leave at this hour. Why am I awake? Say, Omega, what team do you play for? No, it doesn't really matter. Sexuality is another fabrication. Love and romance are like... they're ethereal. You can't govern those, no matter how corrupt. Oh, you're asking me. Ballsy. My preference is anyone below me. I don't base my interest on something as mundane as a label. But I'd never, ever sully myself to someone with a god complex. I'm self-aware enough to know that calling myself half of the HYPNOS equation is, well, selfish. But I don't dare to call it greed. It's greedy when it becomes profitable. So my sexual and romantic preferences are those below me, and those who are happy in that hierarchy. And you, Omega, are at the bottom of the heap. As HYPNOS's Omega, you have access to everything we offer, but you're also the most volatile. Like, I can see it in your expression. Part of you doesn't want to be here. You feel betrayed that Delta lied to you about his name and about how much he cares for you, right? Of course. And then part of you wants what we can give you. Part of you realizes that this is as close to heaven and happiness as you're going to get before dying. And as the Alpha, it is my job to make sure new recruits lose that defiant side. And if I fail and HYPNOS falls apart, get it? And that means I make sure you're happy in your place as my Omega. That means you're not leaving this room until you're completely under my control. You know what I said earlier? Asking what team you play for? That's going to come in handy later. The last thing I'd ever call HYPNOS is discriminatory, but the higher up you are in our hierarchy, the more people you have to govern. And you're the weakest now. While I'd strongly doubt that anyone here would abuse their power as our Omega, you have 23 people who can take advantage of you. 23 people to answer to. And nobody to answer to you. Do you understand what that means, Omega? As important as you are to HYPNOS and the formation of Adam, you're not going to be very highly regarded. Though if you're a submissive, you might just have the time of your life. That being said, you being in the same room as someone like me isn't going to happen often. Especially us being alone at 5 a.m. What did you say? You don't want to be here. You don't have much of a choice now. Omega, you realize what will happen if you refuse to cooperate, right? A majority of HYPNOS has devoted years of their lives to my cause. Are you going to disappoint them? Like I said earlier, despite being so low on our class system, you are just as important as I am. I'll put it bluntly for you. Do you want to cooperate quietly, or do I have to force you to cooperate? You're not leaving. You are never leaving. You belong to HYPNOS now. You belong to me. And if you try and leave, bad things are going to start happening to you. Is that what you want? Actually, that's probably very close to what you want to happen to you right now, isn't it? I can tell. You're not meeting my gaze despite me being so close to you. Not trying to struggle away from the wall. Having someone much stronger and more dominant than yourself against you. Be honest with yourself, my little Omega. What do you really to do to you.